Every week, the CDL Talent put their heads together to give you the Call of Duty League Talent Power Rankings. Number 12, Seattle Surge. We haven't seen Seattle Surge play the last couple of events, but they're still sitting at the bottom of our rankings. Constant roster shuffles and Game 5 losses have resulted in Seattle arriving at their last 2 tournaments with only 50 CDL points to show for a year of play. Unless this team wins out their next 2 events, they're going to have a very difficult path come playoffs. Number 11, Paris Legion. The Legion had a stronger showing in the New York home series compared to their last 3 events, but that doesn't mean that much when they finish top 6 instead of their usual top 8. This event marks the 6th tournament in a row where Paris failed to advance from group play. It's looking pretty dire for them heading into the playoffs. If they want any shot at a decent playoff seeding, they've got to take first at their final event and pray that the bottom half of the league doesn't earn any more points. Number 10, Los Angeles Guerrillas. The Gorillaz fall from 8th to 10th after a very disappointing result in the New York home series. The Gorillaz had been struggling all season long, but we got our first purple glimmer of hope when they placed top 4 at their last tournament. But after washing out of this tournament with an abysmal 1-6 map record, their story of a late season comeback seems all but dead. The LA Guerrillas will head into their final event of the year, the London home series, dead last in CDL points, right alongside the Seattle Surge. Number 9, OpTic Gaming LA. OpTic didn't play in the New York home series, but they still sit at 9th on our list. It looked like the roster was on an upswing, but after exiting the Paris event with a 1-6 map record, it seemed like some changes were needed. During their break, OGLA picked up 2 new players, Drazza and Hollow. We've yet to see exactly how these 2 rookie signings will shuffle up in OpTic's current roster, but with 2 events left, it doesn't seem like they'll have much time to settle in. It's do or die for the Green Wall. Number 8, Toronto Ultra. The Ultra move up a couple of spots in the power rankings after finishing top 4 in the New York home series. The team entered the event with a slightly different roster, subbing Classic in for Metals. This marks the 3rd event in a row where they've made a substitution. Their tournament highlight came in round 2 of Group A, when they managed to score a massive upset by taking down the Atlanta FaZe in round 10 of Game 5. Number 7, Minnesota Rokkr. This squad had some incredible mid-season momentum, but they've lost a ton of steam heading into the final events of the year. The Minnesota Rokkr didn't play in the Paris home series and had a disappointing result at their own event when they had to play with a last-minute sub after Alex was injured. However, even with Alex returning in New York, Rokkr still fell way short of expectations. They lost both of their first 2 matches of the event, sending them home with their 2nd top 8 finish of the season. Number 6, London Royal Ravens. The Royal Ravens stay parked at number 6 after finishing top 6 in the New York home series. They've shown that they have the talent to take the league's top teams to Game 5s, but they've rarely risen to the challenge, only making it out of their group twice out of the 7 events they've played so far. The squad will have to dig deep for their final end-of-season push, as they only have 1 more tournament left, their very own London home series. Number 5, New York Subliners. They've finally done it. The New York Subliners take number 5 in the Talent Power rankings after becoming the 5th team to win a CDL event. This team's been on an upswing ever since they signed their rookie Mac. By taking down their very own event, New York have finally cemented their status as a top contender in the CDL. But to catch up to the big dogs, they're going to need to pick up another win, because everyone in the power rankings top 4 has at least 2 victories. Number 4, Dallas Empire. The Empire were absent from the New York event and will be playing the final 2 events for the year. It's been a minute since they've won a title, but the important thing to remember about this team is their consistency. In addition to winning 2 titles this year, they also yet to place outside the top 4. These final 2 tournaments will be the Empire's ultimate test. Can they finish out their season strong and on a high note? We'll have to wait and see. Number 3, Atlanta FaZe. The Atlanta FaZe fall from 2nd to 3rd after finishing top 4. This squad's had the best average placings and map records for the entire league, since the start of the year. But after the recent meta shifts, we've got to wonder if this slower, more AR dominant playstyle will put a dampener on Atlanta's otherwise dominant season. FaZe will be entering their final event of the season, ranked number 1 in CDL points. As long as they win at least one of their matches in Toronto, they should be an easy lock for one of the top playoff seeds. Number 2. Chicago Huntsmen. The Chicago Huntsmen moved from 4 to 2 after securing second place in the New York home series. This is a significant bounce back from their most recent and worst placing, a top 6 finish in the Minnesota event. The Huntsmen's tournament highlight came in the semi-finals when they faced off against the Atlanta FaZe for the first time this year. What was expected to be a drawn-out bloodbath ended up being a decisive 3-0 sweep by the Huntsmen. For all the salty FaZe fans out there, don't you worry. The final tournament of the year, the Toronto home series, will be hosting both the Chicago Huntsmen and Atlanta FaZe. So, we've got one last shot at an epic rematch. And finally, sitting at number 1 is the Florida Mutineers. The Mutineers didn't play in the New York home series, but still kept their number 1 spot due to their most recent results. They were the first and only team to win back-to-back events, and the only team to win 3 events this year. What makes the Mutineers' recent performance so impressive is the fact that they've managed to take down the league's top teams. 2 tournaments in a row with a fresh rookie player in Awakening. It's hard to see their team chemistry do anything but improve exponentially as they enter their final 2 events of the season. If they manage to win out both, they'll catapult themselves to the very top of the CDL leaderboard. And there you have it, your Call of Duty League Talent Power Rankings.